changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number. There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We've both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
What
He
is
rang
that?
my doorbell.
Oh,
Truck
man.
driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
psychokinetics,
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
No, I don't have that dream. Anyway, what is up, guys? That was the recap of the whole Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker, the game. Basically, after every act, it'll recap what they did. But anyway, we're on the final act, Act 5. Insanity, please. I think that's what it's called. So we're going to find out who killed him.
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
So she was using this session as a grief for her mother, but saying it was for the doctor. Okay.
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Wait, she said it was recently, and then she said when she was 7. What? Oh man, she's loony too. She's crazy.
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
What, she's been spitting in my coffee? No wonder it tastes weird. Did you have any grievances with Dekker?
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
So what, he wanted to breathe underwater, relive the days, teleport, have an extra hour, reanimate dead bodies. This guy, be a sleepwalker. Oh man, all these patients. What else? What other patients did we see that have powers? There's someone that's like can dream walk in other people's dreams. There was a guy who would never lose at gambling. Quantum gambling, was it called? Who were these special? Who were?
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Maybe Mariana. She did some crazy stuff last time. She told us crazy stuff. Yeah, who do you think?
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
Like what? What's going on around here?
A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
Oh, is that what she thinks it is? The Kulukula? How do you say it? I'm not sure the patients are improving.
Your patience will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
I hope not. You're driving me insane too. What else is bothering me? Psychokinesis, maybe? Psychokinesis. Is that how you spell it?
Yes, that is a worry. I agree.
Bryce. It sounds like Jaya might think I'm okay.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Oh man, he's losing it.
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me. It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Did he? Maybe he did.
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
Dr. Decker's body. Maybe Claire reanimated it.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be.
Like I will be. What?
I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Unless he didn't do it.
Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping.
Maybe Claire reanimated him.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
Maybe Dekker teleported. Oh, maybe he has all their powers. Resurrection, teleportation.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
I think he's going mad, and now this last session I'm having with all these patients, they're just going off the deep end. And let's tell them it is.
And so it is. The thing is Dekker, and the thing wants to kill me. Please, tell Jessica I love her.
Wait, he teleported?
Jessica has had a restraining order taken out against me and her daughter. I showed her the photos and then the rest is a blur. She was screaming, hitting me, pushing me away. In hindsight, showing her the photos might not have been the best thing to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what I was thinking.
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it.
What? That means he's still quote unquote taking small items. What has been happening in the midnight hour?
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor.
What?
You have a strangeness, don't you?
What kind of strangeness? What am I doing?
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker.
I do?
I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
Maybe it's on the house. It's on the... the firm is paying the rent, man.
Thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
Yo, this is crazy. I live where he lives. I adopted his dog. I'm like sleeping with Mariana like he was, I think. I've been visiting her. Maybe I am him. Do you know anything?
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
That's a good question. Anything about the death threats?
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
Even I don't know what it said. You said you were sleeping through the night?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
You say that thing was looking
The
at you?
thing that's following me, it doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
Maybe it is the Grim Reaper. He thought it was the Grim Reaper originally. Why did he? But he told me why.
I suppose I'm becoming lazy.
Alright, Jaya, Nathan.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
Wait, do I know who?
This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I'd look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Wait, maybe even Jaya? You think Jaya did it?
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
What are the key words? Maybe the key words was to kill him, and he doesn't know that he killed him.
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Oh, okay. Neptune, Saturn, Mars, Pluto. Let's do them all. Wait, what is he doing? Where'd he go? Nothing? He got up and walked. Where did he go, though? That was weird.
I don't want it to be triggered.
So it's not... I guess it's Saturn, then.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
He said he fell asleep, but he didn't fall asleep. He went and got up.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Uh-oh. What's his dark secret? I should tell nothing. He went into a trance.
It's about time travel.
Oh, he can do that too now?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once. The doctor said she was legally still alive.
Who?
The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
That is wild. So what did change about Hannah's death?
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
Okay, so I guess that's... How have things been with Mariana?
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
How can two crazies be allowed to see each other?
We went on a date. Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
Yeah, okay. She'll be the end of you.
So what you're trying to say is that Mariana is just using me and has no interest in me romantically whatsoever. Thanks. That helps my self-esteem.
Glad I could help. So how do you feel about Hannah now? Uh-oh, what happened? I think the game might have frozen. Alright, we're back. Fixed it. I don't know what happened.
I'm at peace with Hannah now.
I hope
I
so.
can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
What
His
about
prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
It could have been, right? How are they covering their
I
tracks?
suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
That's possible. Why lie about Hannah being on life support?
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
Do you ever drive away from the lorry?
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
I thought he said, hold on. I thought you said...
We just met. I chose not to tell you I travelled back in time. Sorry. If I could turn back time, Doctor. If I could find a way.
Okay. We got a trophy, so he can he? He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Does she know anything about the prescription pad? But first, let's get a, why does she feel like she deserves it?
That's not something I know about.
Wait. Deserved be punished?
It's my fault they're all dying. They're following me.
So they're following her, yeah. And she's feeding them to the Cthulhu, whatever, this ancient demon beast, god under the sea, under the Atlantic Ocean. Is that what it is?
What about the prescription pad?
Oh, I forgot to ask her, how is she today, by the way?
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
Oh, cookies. I don't know. Maybe she put something in there. What were you feeling?
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Who's Max?
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
No, what, the guy you were dating? Yeah, did you date him?
Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77.
Oh.
He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
She said Max was a good-looking dude. At 77? Oh man, she's a nut job. Dr. Dekker diagnosed her as sane. Question.
Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
Oh, I know. You got a couple problems, baby. What did we do? What do I do when I visit you? Let's try to figure these out by ourselves. How is she today?
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
She said she went to the beach. But she also says she's thirsty.
No, I've not been thirsty. Not since I went back to the sea.
Okay, maybe you got some. Maybe you got some air back. Some water in you. Wait, how are you today? We still gotta question her about that? What does it feed? The creature eats them. What do I do when I visit you?
You get inside me, Doctor. And it hurts. And you don't care.
I forgot to ask her about that. Yeah, what do you mean I get inside you?
You watch me undress.
What?
You say nothing, but still you order it just like Dr. Dekker did. I strip, ashamed. As I lie down, you bend over me. Your face. So horrible. Like worms. Crawling. With jaws like pythons. And you bury into me.
What?
I lay there, frozen,
This didn't
while
happen.
you violate me,
No, I did not do that.
punishing me.
So my man is like abusing her. This doctor.
I'm not sick. You're sick.
I'm gonna tell her I haven't been to your home.
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
I deny visiting you at home.
You're a naughty one, Doctor.
Alright, let me ask her.
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Enlighten me.
Can you remember what you did?
No. Let's see, she says she's fine.
I've done lots of dancing, lots of clubbing, lots of socializing.
Dekker said you were sane.
Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
Why was Dekker a hack?
There are similarities, but you're not the dead doctor. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling alright, but let me see. I think that's it. Wait, how are you today? I gotta follow up on how is she today. That's the last one, I think.
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing. I've done lots of dancing, lots of clubbing, lots of socializing.
Or I guess she's good then. Nathan clearly. I'm taking notes. I should tell Nathan he went into a trance. It sounds like Jaya might think I'm going insane. Do you know about the death
Someone
threats?
was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. You never said anything to me about it.
Are you sure? Who's the...
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
So what, she fell in love?
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Which conversation? Did you take the...
Yes, I took it.
What? She took
I
it?
had to.
Why? So we know who took the iPad. Why'd you have to steal the pad?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
Oh, okay. Why did...
I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humouring me the whole time.
So maybe she killed him.
I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
I don't know, I think she's killing her patients too.
You're very welcome.
That's about the cookies, right? I'm just thanking her now. What's in the cookies?
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter,
Poison?
chocolate chips, and my special ingredient. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep.
You sure?
You look like you need it.
What did she put? Maybe she put them sleeping pills in there. You put herbs in the cookies?
You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
Why did you shift from
The
Max?
thing is, because Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Oh, so he knows her gift.
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
What do you mean usually?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
I don't know. What conversation didn't she want to have with Max?
The I don't sleep with 77-year-old men conversation, of course.
Ah, of course. I don't know. Uh-oh, Claire. What does she have in her hand? What does she have in her hand? Look like a knife. Did she bring it with her today?
I'm fine. I killed David.
Oh, she
Again.
again.
Like you told me to.
I did tell her to, though.
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
She's wild. What did...
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
That she's insane.
That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
I don't know. What she did was sounds like it was premeditated.
With an axe.
No?
I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me.
Oh, she means the second time that she killed him.
I cut off his head. When I picked it up, he was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
Or maybe he was happy. He was free of you. What else can you tell me about Dekker?
Oh, the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
What was his offer?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
How are you supposed to?
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Oh, so she didn't show up, and why didn't you? Yeah, do you know anything?
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
I mean, we know Eileen meant that she already confessed to that. Did you write the death threats on the pad?
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
You tell me. You might know. What if I don't think you're insane?
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least.
Oh, she's threatening me now? Well, what are you trying to do?
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
Alright, Bryce. Oh, we already asked him. He was unraveling Jaya. Jaya's done. Okay. Now we just gotta figure out who. Let's get a clue. Does he like dancing?
You ask all your patients that? Or just the pretty ones?
Ha! Come on, man. Do you ever think to drive away from the lorry?
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Alright. He's talking about... Let me see. What about him, away? Why did you lie about Anna being on life support? Is that the only one that I have to ask him about, though? Oh, I think Mariana. Maybe he's
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
okay, let's ask him that.
We went on a date. What sort of? She texted me this bar.
Okay, well, should I tell him Mariana might be a killer?
Wow. I think you're just jealous, Doctor. I mean, if Mariana really was killing people, I'm pretty sure you'd have to contact the authorities. I mean, that's what you'd do, isn't it?
I mean, that's possible. Do you know about the prescription pad? Let's just ask him. I mean, we already know.
No, I didn't take the prescription pad. Why is it such a big issue? Who'd want it? Do you think the killer wrote out a prescription for temazepam, faked Dr. Dekker's signature, and got it made up? Maybe. But I'm already on temazepam, Doctor. I wouldn't need all that drama.
Okay, that makes sense. This one, do you ever think to drive away from the lorry? Let's hear it again. I'm missing something here.
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Let's see.
The day before Valentine's Day. I was looking at pictures of Hannah and it just happened. The next day for me was Valentine's Day. Present day.
What else is there to ask this man? Why doesn't he try jumping back again to save her?
I've tried, but I can't do it. To be honest, nowadays, I'm more interested in moving forwards.
Alright, he's green. So he can't do it, or he doesn't want to do it. We don't know. That's the only thing, is how is she today?
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Let's see then. Did I ask her if she took the prescription pad? No, I didn't ask her if she took it. So let's ask her directly.
Wow. That's a low blow.
Okay, maybe we did ask her. Has she had any more withdrawal symptoms? Alright.
Like I said, I've been fine.
Yeah, they all say that. Eileen, what do you mean by usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
Also, let's just ask her
I could never hurt anyone.
Oh, yes,
You
we
have
asked
to
her that.
believe me, Doctor.
I believe you. Wait, that's not how you spell poison.
No. What do you think I am? Fine. Don't eat them then. I was just trying to be nice.
Let's ask her if she ever made for your patients.
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter, chocolate.
Has she ever made cookies for Terry? Well, I mean, that's what I just said, for patients. Oh, it wasn't her, because Terry's not her patient. Terry is her co-worker.
I only make cookies for people I like, Doctor.
And she said Dekker was going to take her gift away. Would you take your gift away?
Maybe he was just winding me up. I don't know. But he said that he could write a prescription and whatever he wrote on it would be true. Like he could write, Ealing can no longer shift. And that would be it. I wouldn't be able to shift anymore.
Her name is Eileen. I've been calling her Eileen. Maybe it's different pronunciations. How is Dekker going to take the gift away? She just told us. But
You never met Dr. Dekker. He could make the craziest things sound true. And he showed me some of the notes he'd written. Wait, I think I've got one here. Here. See?
wait, she's carrying a note? Alright. Let's take a look at that. She asked what I thought she meant by shifting usually works. It sounded like she kills her patients.
You think I kill my patients? I thought you knew me. Oh, you're worse than Terry. Mind you, I shouldn't speak ill of her.
Why's that?
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
I'm going where is she good or not? Note from Dekker. Sarah Dekker will die tomorrow and you will help her through it? What?
Sorry, I don't know.
Killed his own mom?
I don't really have anything to say about that.
What do you have to say about? Why didn't Max die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
Okay. What do you mean it usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
Sounds like you kill patients.
You think I kill my patient?
That's what it sounds like. Did she lie about Max dying?
No, that's right. Shifting does only work when someone is near death. But Max is dying. I mean, he didn't die when he was my patient, but he's still ill. Terminal, you know.
So he will die. Did you become Eleanor for Max? What does she say here?
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Okay. How do you spell Eleanor?
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me.
But didn't she say? And I know I've asked her this before.
The only time I've shifted outside work was with Max. Oh, and here, with Dr. Dekker.
So you do shift outside of work. Alright, I think Jay and Bryce are the last ones. Oh, and Claire. Where's David's body?
I buried him near the lake house. I'm not sure I'll be allowed a second funeral. Besides, it's close enough to visit.
Close enough to visit? What if I don't think you're insane?
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
Okay.
No. Threats are usually made without the intention of following them through. This is quite the opposite.
Oh, okay, so she's gonna follow through. Nice, we got her out the way too. You said you were trying to sleep through the night?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Okay.
When something is chasing you, you start wishing that there was a higher power that could save you.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember you agreeing with me that there are too many religions. But I wish there was only one, and one that I could believe in.
What does he think about the restraining order? Oh yeah, he got a restraining order from Jessica. Restrain in order. Is that how you spell it?
Yes. Apparently, honesty is not the best policy when it comes to me and females. I think I've regressed somewhat.
Okay.
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still
Alright, what do we have to get at? We asked him if he was religious. Did he kill Dekker?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
The body disappeared? I have no idea. Let's see. Why didn't he think burial would be enough?
Burial isn't enough for Dr. Dekker because he's evil. I thought if anything, we'd established that in our earlier sessions, Doctor. I had to destroy him properly, not just bury him in the ground.
Alright, he's like an evil force. Jaya, you're up. She's always barefooted in my office. She's nice though. She's looking nice. Looking hot. Alright, why were you worried about me?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you. Should you be asking me that, Doctor? It doesn't matter anyway. It's not important here.
Alright. Dekker's murder bothers me.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point...
Okay. Wait. Cook. Bothers me. Is that how you spell it?
Yes, that is a worry. I agree.
Is spontaneous combustion real? And spontaneous combustion.
Doctor, you're bombarding me with too many questions at once.
Is this spawn? How do you spell spontaneous?
According to Professor Alderby, people can will themselves to die. Some people will have heart attacks, some people will have strokes. Those who are truly despondent, they're the rare few that spontaneously combust. I'm not sure if I believe in all of that.
Okay. Herself to die.
I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps.
What else could I ask her? Jaya asked what was bothering me. I could say she bothers me. Huh.
Why do I bother you? Do you think I killed Dr. Dekker? You need to look deeper into your other patients. I can forgive a lot of things, but being falsely accused of murder, well, that's going to blemish your CV.
What's the CV? What else could bother me? Memory. Bothers
Your
me.
memory is exactly that. Your memory. If people are telling you things you don't remember, then they're probably making them up. Deep down, only you know.
Know the one truth. Jaya thinks I'm going insane. That's it. These are all the notes. Maybe your mother.
I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps.
If that helps, I don't know, Jaya. I never asked her, so let's ask her.
No, that's not the...
What does she mean, powers?
I once spoke to a patient here who claimed to be able to teach me how to get inside other people's dreams, but how would you know if that worked? Have you had any strange dreams lately, Doctor?
I've had a couple strange dreams. Since we're talking about powers, why did Dekker want powers? Maybe she answered
I
this already.
once spoke to a patient here who claimed to be able to teach me how to get inside other people's...
Did you have any grievances with Dekker? Do you think I'm going insane? Maybe there's still something
Who
else.
measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
I don't know, let's get a hint. She's a tough cookie. What does Jaya believe in?
Because of what happened to my mother, I believe people could change the world with their minds. I think it's dangerous to have that ability, and I think that you and me, we're helping people rid themselves of these dangerous thoughts and a whole load of other issues at the same time. People pretend to believe, and they have a different agenda. They're the ones you need to watch out for. They have boundaries, and they are prepared to break them.
Like who? What is this Cthulhu? Who? The Cthulhu. How do I spell that? Bothers me.
A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
Yeah, we spoke to Mariana a couple times, and she's just as loony. She's just as Looney Tunes. How does she know Mariana says she could breathe underwater? Underwater, yeah, how does she know?
I spot check the sessions. I know I shouldn't, but it's for the safety of everyone. Checks and balances, remember?
What else haven't we asked her? Do you think I'm going insane?
Who measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Does she know about the pad? Have I asked her that? Open with grief, you said. We asked her about that.
I spot.
Right. I'm just gonna get a hint. She's a tough cookie. How is she going to stop me going crazy? Huh.
Holiday, perhaps? Some R&R? I suppose you were thinking something darker?
Or something freakier. Alright, we got you out the way, Jaya. They're all cleared. Wait, accuse? I don't know. I should tell Nathan clearly. I'm taking notes. It says Nathan clearly. But Eileen took the pad. But then she said she wouldn't kill him. And then Claire couldn't have done it because she was supposed to resurrect him and then got there too late. Mariana could have done the deed, right? I don't think she could have killed him either. She just has a lot of... So she probably didn't do it. She told me she didn't do it. She couldn't have done it because she got there late. What about him? That's just... I think I asked him.
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just...
But I don't think she killed him.
For a grief counsellor, you're asking some pretty random questions. Suffice to say, I don't have an answer for that.
Why does it say Nathan clearly? I'm taking notes. I should tell Nathan. But I don't think it's him. Well, let's do it.
I'm not sorry he's dead, but I didn't kill him. I can't believe you're accusing me. The thought of being in an office alone with him late at night creeps me out. I'm hardly going to suggest it, am I? You're going to have to look elsewhere, Doctor.
So if it wasn't him, then who could it have been? It's one of these. Maybe it was Jaya.
Doctor, we've had a bad day, haven't we? If you think I'm guilty, then one of your patients must have you just where they want you. I'll forget this indiscretion and go and put the kettle on. And perhaps you can have a lie down or something.
She seemed pretty suspicious to me. Oh man, guys, we are 0 for 2. There's 6 choices, but now we only got 4. I mean, then one of them is lying. That's what they're doing. They're lying to us. And maybe it was Mariana. Because
Doctor, I didn't think you had it in you to jump on little old me. Was I too muddled? I think if you're going to tell the police that I'm guilty, then I'd like to speak to my lawyers.
She sounds guilty.
I'd like them to see the security footage from my apartment.
Oh, she's
The
threatening.
footage that clearly shows you coming over, uninvited, and pounding away on my door like a psycho. And then I'd have to tell them the truth. That you wanted to have Dr. Dekker's job so bad you killed him. That you made me seduce him and drug him so that you could run a paper spike through his heart. And then after, when I wanted out, when I wanted to tell the police,
So then I killed him?
you started stalking me. That's the truth, Doctor. I guess that's far more believable than thinking Dr. Dekker was eaten by a creature from the deep. A creature that he was trying to appease. Or, I suppose you could tell them that I'm insane,
It is her then.
and I could take the fall for you. Couldn't I, babe?
But was I? You caught the killer. The killer was Mariana. I knew there was something wrong with this chick. But what about your patients? And what about you? What about me? I don't know. Was I in it? Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Einstein. That is the definition of insanity, right?
She told me that she's killing people, and now I'm stuck in the same day. Can you imagine? Every day she greets me like we're so in love. I know what she's done. I know what she's going to say to me later in the evening. It's over. I can't be with her. But
Did you talk about Mariana?
part of me likes it repeating. It's normal.
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her.
She poisoned her.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Works much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me.
It was in her mind.
David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
No!
Oh my goodness. See, these people were all
Ah,
insane.
you must be the new doctor.
It could have been any of them.
And punctual, I see. I like that in a
And
doctor.
we played the game pretty thoroughly.
I think you're going to fit in just great around here. Oh, I forgot. I have a book for you. It's my must-read of all time, and by must-read, I mean you must read it.
Wait, what does that say? PAU? That was his?
It's worse than we thought. Dr. Dekker is alive.
Alive?
Your new doctor is Dr. Dekker, but he's learned all the powers of his patients. God knows what he'll turn up looking like next time.
How will I know it's him?
I don't know. Ask him. I'm now thinking, whose body did we take from Henley Church? We possibly incinerated an innocent. Blast Dr. Dekker and his infectious madness.
Wait, so I am? So you were Dr. Dekker? Thank you for playing? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Oh my gosh. This was a pretty good game, though. But apparently there's also, it's a different killer each time. I looked it up. They said there's a different killer each time you play this game. So it could be any of the 6, including Jaya. So every playthrough, you're going to have a different killer. So it'll be a different ending, which is kind of cool. So I'll probably play this again, and try to get some of the achievements, because I know if you... There's an achievement for guessing the killer without accusing any of the other patients. But yeah, if you guys haven't played this, I recommend it. It was a cool game. Thanks for checking it out. This playthrough of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. Thanks.